The MLP comics have given us many of incredible stories over the years, from funny, heartwarming, and yes, even epic. The comics did what the show couldn't, but one story that stood out above the others in scope, story, and even emotional moments was Reflections. Reflections gave us a concept and story that we never saw before at that point in time, opting for a darker style of storytelling and giving us our first non-happy ending in G4, and we all loved it. Especially when talking about the world, which left everyone wondering, what was the story of Mirror Equestria? How Celestia and Luna got corrupted, how Sombra became the king, and how this Equestria became the way that it is. So I got to work. I analyzed every single issue and every single story detail to do this video. So today, let's dive into the Mirror world and see what the story of the Reflections world really was. At first glance, Mirror Equestria didn't look that different from the one we know, but it wasn't the same. There were no elements of harmony, Celestia never had a student to call her own, and Twilight never met her friends. And when everything seemed normal, one of the two royal sisters failed. While in Equestria, Celestia was a noble ruler and defender of ponies, Celestia in the Mirror Equestria was the opposite. She grew jealous of sharing her kingdom with her sister. That jealousy led to embrace the darkness of the powerful nightmare forces, transforming her into Fox Celestia. Upon her awakening, Fox Celestia demanded everyone to join her against what she believed to be her enemies, and anyone who opposed her would be regarded as traitors. The first ones would be the Pegasi. Enraged, she destroyed Cloudsdale and forced their citizens to follow her. Horrified by what her sister had become, Luna joined forces with a small group of heroic creatures, led by a young unicorn from the Crystal Empire. They tried to stop her, but their efforts would be in vain, and due to the unfolding events in another universe, Luna herself would get corrupted and join her sister as Dupluna. Together, they forged a new Equestria, one that was founded on corruption, hate, and brainwashing to get their way. But, luckily, someone was planning on stopping the two new tyrants of Equestria. While in Equestria, King Sombra was an Umbram tyrant, the Sombra from Mirror Equestria was someone entirely different. Abandoned in the Crystal Empire as a foal, Sombra didn't have the best of starts in life, but this didn't stop him from making friends with the other foals at the center, and he would grow into a caring and charming stallion. Something that would help him when he became the apprentice of Princess Amore. The princess of the Crystal Empire always told him, whatever kind of pony you become, be a good one. Those words became the foundation for his little rebellion against Fox Celestia, aided by Princess Luna, Lyra, Sweetie Drops, and a goofy superhero called Captain Good Guy. In the early days of the rebellion, Luna stayed with Sombra while the rest of the team would plan strategies and spread propaganda among the creatures of Equestria. But sadly, the rebellion would fail. But despite this, the ponies of Mirror Equestria chose to follow Sombra, and despite his lack of leadership skills, he was crowned the king of Equestria. He gathered a wave of loyal subjects and friends, like a princess and a powerful sorcerer from another universe, that not only showed him more powerful spells to protect his world, but also he would find love among these visits. But also, he found enemies. One of these were the malcontent Mavericks, led by the cruel and unforgiving Applejack from the Apple crime family. What began as petty crimes and rallies against the new king transformed in working close with the two tyrants of Equestria, sabotaging Canterlot supply deliveries and stealing resources and even spying on the new king. This was until they were arrested and prosecuted by the king's newly assigned judges. But despite this small victory, Sombra knew that he couldn't do this alone. With the attacks on the cities increasing, food and resources on the decline, and having no one to rely on, he made the decision to find a team to protect Equestria. Unlike her bossful counterpart, this Trixie was born in Ponyville. Described as quiet, selfless, and extremely humble, this Trixie from a young age was fascinated by magic, although something that she loved even more was practical magic. This inspired her to become the local performer of the town, with great success, with this inspiring her to become the greatest magician Equestria ever saw. But then, Fox Celestia attacked, and while not being a skilled magic user, she stood her ground, protecting those she could without taking any credit or even asking for anything in return, and at one point even befriending a changeling queen who helped her protect Ponyville. While they didn't win, her courage, bravery, and humility would win her the opportunity to become King Sombra's apprentice and subsequently reaching the rank of Alicorn. This made her the perfect candidate to become the leader of the Bearers of Harmony. Unlike her villainous counterpart, this chrysalis wasn't queen of her hive, and in reality, she was frowned upon her caring, loving, and kind nature. This was until a pink alicorn attacked her hive. In the beginning, the hive attacked back, but they underestimated the alicorn's powerful dark powers. Chrysalis pleaded to her hive to retreat, but no one listened. In the heat of the moment, she began to take as many changelings to safety as she could, while also engaging in battle in the south of Equestria. By the end, the changelings no longer had a place to call their own, but in this time of uncertainty, the hive made the decision to make Chrysalis the queen, which not only granted her the respect of her hive, but also showed her changelings that love and care could be better than selfishness and aggression. This beginning a new chapter in the changelings' history, something that gave the new queen an idea. She would go to the king of Equestria to ask for sanctuary, but what she didn't expect was to see another alicorn destroying another town. And despite her hive telling her all her life to look for herself, she didn't hesitate to protect an innocent blue mare being attacked by the corrupted ruler. This was enough to gain the respect of King Sombra, as he never saw a changeling that cared for a pony in his life. With this, Sombra not only gave a home to the changelings, but also made Chrysalis the bearer of the element of love. With a new friend and home, she joined the new king's team of heroes. Much like their other universe's counterparts, not much is known about the past of these two brothers, but unlike the rest of the Bearers of Harmony, these two were King Sombra's personal judges and close friends. Both had a strong ethic code, upholding ethics in a broken world and ensuring that every pony had the right to speak under defense. This made them candidates to bear the element of fairness, which was granted by King Sombra himself, and joining the Bearers of Harmony. Born in a wealthy but controlling family, Muffin grew up isolated from other fillies, something that affected her social life in the future. While unable to socialize, a young Muffin showed interest in books and mathematics, especially sparking a passion for philosophy. This would help her in her later years in Canterlot's academy. Although an intimidating and quiet figure among her peers, in reality she was a caring and loyal friend for anyone who took the time to know her. And one of these ponies would be the clumsy and goofy Dr. Hooves. By the end of her time in Canterlot Academy, she became an educator. But when life started to look up for Muffin, one of Celestia's and Dupluna's monsters attacked the school. But while everyone panicked, Muffin distracted the monster using her intellect and subsequently defeated the monster by using her verbal skills, and with this, becoming the hero of Canterlot, something that would catch the eye of King Sombra, inviting her to join his team of heroes. Although at first she rejected the offer, eventually she did join the Bearers of Harmony as the element of wisdom, where she would find two new friendships with Princess Trixie and Chrysalis, and with this, finally completing the heroes of Mirror Equestria. For many moons, the Bears defended Mirror Equestria with incredible power, but while time passed, the team became smaller and smaller until one day all that remained was a stained glass window and stories of who they once were. With no more plans or heroes, it seemed that the end for King Sombra was near. This was until 7 visitors from another world came into his, and when Sombra learned that they were from his beloved Celestia's world, he was delighted to have them as visitors in his world. This was until Celestia and Dupluna got word of the 7 visitors, and she went to see the king to confront him and offered an ultimatum. Either he allowed her to take place of their counterparts in the other Equestria, or they would destroy his and his precious Celestia's world. Sombra refused, as he wouldn't allow another world to suffer at the hands of them, and so he and his new allies prepared to take the 2 sisters head on. But something that the 2 sisters didn't know is that Sombra had the upper hand with the elements of harmony. The main 6 devised a plan to trap the 2 sisters in crystal, as to try and purify them. As Sombra and his allies neared the sisters' castle, he asked Spike to send a farewell to Celestia. As the battle began, Celestia offers Sombra her deal one last time, but Sombra refused again. With this, Celestia executed her plan. She attacked her own sister in an attempt to lure Celestia through the mirror, with this shattering the mirror linking the 2 worlds. As the 2 worlds began to merge, Celestia attacked Celestia while leaving Luna in Sombra's care. But when Twilight and her friends attempted to seal Celestia in crystal, her dark magic began to spread to their good Celestia, and Sombra, refusing to see his Celestia be harmed, made the ultimate sacrifice. Taking the elements of harmony, he wielded them himself and drew the corruption out of his own world into himself in order to restore balance between the worlds. Now, as dark as his counterpart from Celestia's world, Sombra told the main 6, Spike and Celestia, to return home. In the end, Celestia held onto a piece of the shattered mirror, and through it, Sombra heard her parting words to him, shedding a tear as he also said goodbye. From here, we don't know what happened to Mirror Equestria. Maybe Celestia and Luna freed Sombra, or maybe Sombra ended up destroying his own world. But what we do know is that 2 ponies from his world may have crossed into Equestria. One that took refuge in Ponyville as another member of the community, and another one who, just like in his world, might have changed the course of history forever.